Is that it? Are we live now? All right, I think we're live. All right, get my big head in the way. Wait, remember, no self-deprecating jokes. Because we can't. Universe is always listening, subconscious is always listening. But as you could read by the title, this is the 1 year special, and it was decided to be named that as of 2 seconds ago when I got a message from, what's this on here? Oh, some heart thing. But I got a message from YouTube saying that today is the 1 year anniversary. For some reason, I thought the 18th was the 1 year anniversary of the channel, but this is the 1 year. And it lands on a Monday, which we decided a while back that Monday mornings are the live days. And then I slept in today. I slept in because I was having such good stats and stuff like that. And my dreams and my affirmations were coming to me and everything was good. So I wound up sleeping in. And the lesson I wanted to bring up was something I learned this weekend, was that we are always right where we need to be when we need to be there. If we relax and take the pressure off what we want, we're just slowly being guided and things are working to where they need to go. And it's the trust and the walking in faith. Well, like I said, today I didn't really know what to call the live. And I went downstairs. Well, I was going to go downstairs and get the Mystic shirt out of my car because I was going to record some Mystic videos on this trip I just came back from. The trip was blown off course. Nothing went the way it was supposed to, but it turned out to be way cooler than the actual trip ever could have been, which is a common theme in life. And this is, I'm going to make a video on it later on for the channel about being where you need to be. You're being guided there. And I'm not talking about divine guidance and your destiny. I'm talking about walking in faith in the universe, getting you to where you need to be, whether you know it's the right thing or not. So today, I was too lazy to go get the shirt, and I didn't feel like putting the suit on. So I was like, you know what? I'll put this black shirt on. I love these black shirts. Put it on. I got like a whole bunch of these, and I put it on. I'm like, wow, I look kind of good in this. So I took a selfie, posted it up, and then put it up on my stories. Then I'm getting a bunch of compliments because I'm looking good, feeling good. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just stick with this shirt. I'm rocking it. And then I realized, you know what? I wore this shirt in a lot of Mystic videos. I always wear this black shirt because I got like 5 or 6 of them. So I'm like, I always wear this shirt. Come and sit down here. I'm like, well, what are we going to go off? I know we're going to talk about being in the right place at the right time, and don't worry about trying to make something happen because the universe will make it happen for you. That's what I'm thinking as I'm getting in here. Open up my phone. Happy 1 year anniversary from YouTube. And I'm like, wow, we're doing it live on the 1 year anniversary of the channel. Then yesterday, something I was trying to get for a while, like as you guys know, if you bought the Mystic notebook, it's got this lined paper on, or the grid paper, which I didn't like that much. I said it would be a lot nicer if we had lined paper, but you know what? Whatever. It's like, it's still a notebook. I've still done stuff with it. And the people who have bought it have sent me pictures. They've done stuff with it, right? I was like, well, it would be a lot nicer if they had a lined notebook. The place that does my stuff made this, and this is really nice. And I'm like, wow, this comes in, and I'm like, I can't wait to start scripting in it. I haven't done it yet, but it's like, this one's more like a journal. And I was like, you know what? People keep asking me about manifesting a SP out of thin air. They keep asking me about scripting in general. So I'm like, okay, when I have my original manifesting notebook here, which contains stuff from the first SP that I never wound up with, but did come back later on when I had my SP that you guys know about. So it's like it has stuff all the way back to there, and then to see all the stuff that happened and how crazy it was, and it's like just patience. Like there was stuff where I was stressed about Lily in here, and it's like, man, how will she ever conform to this? And then she met everything on that list that I wanted. And then like me pushing and trying to make stuff happen in 3D took it all away. So it's like, well, you know what? Since we're the Mystics now, I went and did everything in this notebook instead. So it's like there's like the actual like little scripting one, and this one's for journaling. But anyway, take a look at the comments now. Happy anniversary. Thank you, Just Joy. The Mystic Manifesting family has been around for 1 year now. Oh, wow, 1 year. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I mean, I had no topic for the video other than being in the right place at the right time. And if you're here, it's like a little preview to it. I'm also, what was the other thing too? Oh, it's funny too, because I was actually able to set up a channel membership yesterday or the day before. I don't know if it actually went through or not, but I think like you have to submit it for an approval. So I was like, wow, this really progressed into something I didn't think it was going to turn into. But it's like you're right where you need to be, because either somebody manifested me to be in this position of coaching, or I manifested myself in it because it will help me level up to other parts of my life, or actually just learn to be a better manifester myself. Sometimes the best learning is becoming a teacher, because you're reiterating the stuff and you're learning it again as you do it. Like in my day job, I have an apprentice at work. And when I teach him, sometimes I'm learning things that I don't know. Sorry, I'm learning things that I do know, but better because I have to explain them now. And it enlightens me more. And then the questions he asks makes me understand it more. Kind of like with this channel. When I take a coaching client, it's like I'm learning about their situation, giving advice from my situation. They're learning something, but I'm learning something from them. Everyone is you pushed out. So it's like, okay, wow, we're really all learning from each other and helping each other. So anyway, happy 1 year to all the Mystic Manifesting family. And I was like, well, I guess this will be the one time where I don't do a cigar, but I have one last cigar in the house, the little one. So it's like everything works out in your favor. And this is where gratitude comes in. Being grateful for every little thing in your life. And no matter how insignificant it is. And be grateful for the things that aren't going your way either, because sometimes those things are the things that lead us to what we truly want. Not saying it's not your desire, but they're going to lead you somewhere to get to your true desire. But you got to weather the storm. You got to look unfavorable things in the eye for a little bit and then go from there. Oh, it's stale. Oh well. These ones you have to like bite them a little. And then another thing I want to talk about too, because I'm going to make a video on this, is falling in love with yourself before you can fall in love with somebody else. Because I thought about this line, it's like when your heart belongs to someone else, or like those cliche things, like, oh, your heart belongs to this person, or my heart belongs to this person. Well, that means you don't have control of your heart. You don't have control of your mind. Now, there is a bravery in it. There is a nice thing about it. But at the same time, you have to love yourself and feel good about yourself. If you don't, and you don't love yourself, and you're leaning on this person, and they walk away, you lose yourself and your happiness. Now, I'm not going to lie. That's what happened to me. And even as the mystic, like I said, I got cocky with, oh, well, I can manifest whatever before I lose everything. But it's like I leaned on it. I feared the exact fear of losing my SP and the type of way it would happen. All came true because it backed away. But if you could manifest in this direction negative, you could manifest it back here. But wouldn't we all rather be a standing pillar that can survive on our own, loving ourselves and being happy every day, where we don't have to say, well, this weekend I need my SP so I can be happy. How about it just, hey, I'm going to go out and have a good time by myself, which part of why I did this trip was that. And I did a trip the weekend before. And I keep doing things for myself now. My workouts, killing it every day, slowly refinding like the style of lifting I used to like to do, buying prepped meals already so my diet is right, and then cleaning the house around here, not fully, not in this room, but when you're clean, you have a clean house, a clean diet, clean workspace. Those are physical actions you could take to make you feel good about yourself, because it's like you have a clean environment to come home to. Everything's in order. And then it will be surprising how other solutions, when you're working on yourself and not worried about outside things, it's crazy how things get revealed to you. Like the condo where I'm staying. If you guys remember, there were issues with me staying here. I may have lost the place. The rent was going up, this and that. Well, now the opportunities come up, and it's come up for me to buy it in a way that I was comfortable with buying it. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to wind up buying the place probably. And that revealed itself when I wasn't even looking for it. In the past, SP has come back when she did. It was in a way I wasn't looking for it or looking for her. It came back. This channel, I was always trying to find success online as an entertainer or in some kind of influencer, but I wanted to do it through acting or comedy. I was looking for it, but then this avenue revealed itself, and you guys have found my other pages and gave me more praise and laughs and enjoyment from the channel than the people who would just happen to run through it, like it, subscribe it real quick, and then go. It was this pathway, but it was not expected. So never try to devise the means, as Neville says, because the means are none of your concern. And that's where we are. Let's see. So this is more asking for advice on relationships. How do you stop yourself from getting ahead of yourself in the relationship? I'm afraid of getting ahead of myself and creeping out SP. I hope that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Hold on. Oh, it died. Makes a lot of sense, and I was guilty of it myself. And it's kind of what's led to the downfall of my own particular relationship, but only because it was a fear of mine. So whatever you fear, that's usually how it falls apart. And it will fall apart exactly or be rebuilt almost exactly the way that you pictured it or in a very similar way. On a relationship thing, if you're loving yourself and you don't need it, like when SP revealed to me before we broke up that she was falling for me the first summer she met me. The first summer, I did not give two fucks about her. It was not to be mean, but it was like, it was cool, but I don't care who you're banging. And I don't care that you don't care who I'm banging. Like, it was just kind of friends with benefits. I liked her. Good morning to her. Or I tried to think it said good morning. Good morning, Eric. But it was just like, I liked her, but it was like, I'm no pressure on it. But that's when she started falling for me because now it's an assumption that's like, obviously your own core beliefs are projected out because of stuff that you've seen or done or believed. Um, so not getting ahead of yourself would be just being relaxed in it, because being relaxed in it means you already have it. Feeling any kind of pressure or worrying about getting ahead means that this can be lost. There's an assumption that it can be lost or there's pressure on it, if that makes sense. And it was something even after, I think it's what led kind of to my downfall in my own, was because I felt a lot of pressure with the channel. It's like if I'm not in a 100% perfect relationship, and I was physically trying to force it with taking more action and all the trips and like, why don't we do this and why don't we do that, and pushing for something in the 3D. That's physical matter trying to change physical matter, as Joe Dispenza says, but we can't change physical matter with physical matter. We have to use the 4-dimensional. We have to use manifestation and belief techniques to change things that we want. So instead of just going within and feeling that it's already done, I was like, well, no, everyone on the channel is relying on me. I have to have this perfect. And I push, and then eventually led to my relationship falling apart. So that would be getting ahead of yourself. If you're just assuming that everything's good and you're not looking for flaws, or if you see a flaw, you justify it. At the same time, like, you being careful, you're putting your heart on the line. Anytime you're going into a relationship, it's your heart on the line, and you might get hurt, but you feel it's that person is worth fighting for or getting hurt for. But you don't dwell on that thought, because that thought also indicates that this can fall apart. When you're not in contact with an SP2, this is something I know that we'll probably follow up some point during this chat, and it always comes up. But not being in contact, like a situation where I am, you need to be doing inner conversation, which is very hard to do, because it's like, especially if you're someone who is in semi-contact, which I am. I've had zero contact for a month, I think, but it's like I've been in that situation before for like 4 months. And what you do is you're feeling that you have that full contact already. And like anything, and it's just all telepathic thoughts. And it's like, it's funny because everything you think does get projected. And this is one of the things too that led up to the main message of the video, and what I'm making a video on too, is me being excited about everything that happens in my life, good things or bad things. Nothing has a meaning until you give it a meaning. I gave the what do you call it? I gave this breakup a horrible meaning at first. I gave all the things happening in our relationship a horrible meaning and felt bad about them. That's me choosing to be in a bad state. That's me choosing to look at the worst. Instead, now there's a little bit of excitement that I'm at the absolute worst state of it, because now you can watch live as I manifest an SP back, or someone better, because there's something through the channel where a lot of people now are getting somebody better, and I'm happy and proud for them either way, because at the end, what you're not chasing is the person, you're chasing a feeling, and the feeling and the state will come to you when you already are that in yourself. So you have to become, that's why I say become the love that you want to see yourself experience. You want to see yourself experience a certain type of level, give it to yourself. What does the relationship give you? Like, if some people want to be showered with gifts, I don't know, there's like different love languages or whatever, I don't understand them, but some people want gifts and stuff. Give yourself a gift. You want to be taken out, wine and dine yourself. You want to go out and have fun, well, go out for fun with your friends and family. Everything you want to experience with an SP, you give it to yourself. Let me open this up too a little. But anyway, that's my rambling. I hope that kind of helped. being thankful for everything. And like, especially like when you don't have an affirmation or something, or you're feeling down, it's like immediately jump into them. They might feel a little bit fake, but then you start to realize like, no, this is true. It's like, thank you that I could walk. Thank you that I could see. Thank you that I could hear. Thank you that I could, basic human functions that we have that we just take for granted. Um, I know someone with kidney problems and stuff, and it's like, even to wake up and like drag yourself to the bathroom to go pee. Someone, I know someone with kidney problems. It's like, that's something to be thankful for. Thankful that I could be to go pee. Some people don't have enough money for toothbrush or toothpaste or something. Thank you, I can brush my teeth. So like when you're struggling, just start picking stuff up like that. Hey, thank you, brother, and happy belated birthday to you as well. How am I doing today? I'm doing pretty good, brother. Felt very positive. I was last night in my sleep going through um, affirmations, um, affirmations, scenes that I want to experience, things like that. Feeling abundant. I went on a trip. We did some. This trip. Maybe I'll just tell the story of the trip now that we're in alive. Um, I wanted to do a trip to clear my mind, to refine myself. So I went with a friend from high school because I felt like I lost my sense of humor. I felt like I lost my personality. Felt like I lost a lot because so much of me leaned and was identified with SP, but not Nick anymore. The mystic was heavily identified with SP, not a standing pillar by himself. So I was like, let me go out and refine that. I decided to take a trip with my friend to Nashville. We live in Chicago. It's a 7-hour drive. So I say, all right, I get off work at 2:30 or something like that. I got to his house around 3. He was already packed up, ready to go. We get on the road. We start driving. GPS takes us through um, Indiana instead of straight down to Illinois. I don't know why it did that, but it did. We start going through tornadoes. It's like you could go on this route and there's less of a chance of a tornado, and that's an extra 2-3 hours on the trip because it's all back roads. And I'm like, back roads seem more dangerous. And I'm like, we could just stay on the main thing, persist. We are getting to Nashville. But I was never visualizing myself in Nashville. I was just visualizing a good time with my friend. And we're going down, we pull off for gas and stuff like that. And at this point, we're like in the middle of Indiana. Indianapolis is far. Chicago's further. There's nothing in the middle of that state. Then you come over to our state, there's nothing over here. And then there's a college town in Chicago or in Illinois. We're like, we want to head over there. We get over there. It's like, it's the closest thing to us. We head that way. It's not, what do you call it? School's not in session. So, like, what are we even doing? We're here in a college town. It wasn't even the college part. It was just like the residential area. There's no college students out. So it's like, oh man, what are we gonna do? It's like, I don't know. I just feel like we're on the right path. We're right where we need to be. I thought about the Game of Thrones line. It's like you were exactly where you needed to be. So I'm like, we're here for a reason. So we start gambling, win some money, and I've got a bunch of like little gambling videos. I think at the end I still walked away with less money because towards the end, like I said, when I gamble, I like to be dialed in and visualizing. But when I just sit there hitting buttons and bullshitting, I start losing money. That's my assumption on it. I was like, let me try to be like Ani from Create Your Future, but I'm like, whatever. We were winning, so I'm like, and my buddy's like, did you seriously win again? I'm like, yeah. So basically, I went on this machine. I picked a game, kind of looks like this one, but it's this one. But I'm like, we'll try the similar one. It was like this. I'm like, and then I did this, and then it goes ding ding ding, a little jackpot for like 50, 60 bucks. I'm like, and then it was just kind of like that. And he's just like. So I'm like, we're having a good time. We're joking just like we're in high school again. We're talking about all the people we used to hang out with, catching up. We're having a great time. We get some food. We have some drinks. We did some gambling. We walk around this little town. We go to a little brewery. We're trying to figure out stuff to do. There's like nobody our age there. There's pretty much nobody anywhere in any bar to talk to. It's like we just gamble. We're like, we'll look for a little gambling place. We go to look for one. On the way there, we see some place. It's like an axe throwing place, but it's like a club. All right, let's go in there. We go in there. We're talking with like we start trying to flirt with some women just to, it's what you do when you go out. And it's like, man, I haven't been out really in 2.5 years. Or like the breakups that I've had with SP in the middle, it's like I would still be faithful in the middle and stuff like that, except for that one or two times. So I was like, you know what? It's been a while. So we go out, we're buying drinks with these two girls, and I wind up learning. I'm like, wow, they're they were like doctor students or whatever. That's why they were there during the summer. They were older than us, I think, because I think doctors get to go to school longer. But it's like it's cool because it's like they got all my joke references and stuff. SP would not sometimes, and that was something I kind of scripted at one point. Not saying I'm winding up with these chicks, but it's like it was cool just to see. It's like, oh wow, and then we met some other groups of people, and it's like there are people who want to appreciate me, and then I started thinking about you guys here on the Mystic Channel. I'm like, people understand and appreciate me for me, where I don't have to even manifest changing anything. So I just kind of leave it alone, thinking about SP. And I had posted stories and stuff throughout the night, and I posted something the day before where I was looking good, and I went out, and SP is like viewing all my stories, and I sent her a message too. Like usually, I was doing it visually and mentally, saying like, "I forgive you for all the bad stuff that you caused," but without being a victim. I'm like, I do genuinely care about you. You know, maybe one day we'll get back together. Let's take a 3D action, but I didn't take it till it felt inspired and natural. Like I even put it off a day or two because I'm like, I'm not doing it because it's 3D action. And then I send it. And then if you look on Snapchat, it's like, I think it was like a 10-minute thing, but for like 15, 20 minutes, like she's like on their little Snapchat thing, person pops up. So I'm like, she's trying to record a message back to me right now because I would pop back in for like the next 10 minutes. She's still sitting there. And I'm like, huh. Then it was funny because I went out and I mentioned in the thing I'm going out of town. I'm like, maybe next week we'll catch up for drinks or something or soon. And I went out and I forgot about her. I just had a good time with my friend and these chicks that were hanging out with us. And we just had a good time. There was no pressure. I wasn't out trying to get laid. I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just trying to be happy and love myself and have a good time. The result was the next morning I wake up, and you guys know me and Inked are pretty close. And I had messages from her. Like I'm like, who is texting me this much? SP found Inked on a social media platform, and where you could see that me and Inked are friends. And she followed Inked, and then like Ink followed back, and they were like friends on there for a second, but nothing really happened from there. And then I think SP unfollowed her. But it was just a very funny thing where it's like there's movement there, then all my stories are watched, and then I was like, those are little things where it's like they don't really mean anything, but because it's like, well, Inked she's got tattoos and stuff, so maybe she wants to view that page because she has tattoos, but there's a lot of other ways you could justify it. But I look at it as the best thing. It's like when people ask me about angel numbers, it's like you take the best of whatever that situation is, and you just focus wholeheartedly on that being the reason. So I'm like, wow, SP is so interested in what I'm doing. So SP is obsessed. Then I hit some robotic affirming, but it's like I wake up to that and it's naturally coming to me because I focused on me. And this is why self-concept is the biggest thing. So let's see. We're the only channels manifesting live as we go. Yeah, it's like, well, I started out with the channel where she had just came back 1 year ago. She had just came back around this time. We started communication, but it was nothing. Just communicating around this time. And I don't know if you've noticed this or anyone else has noticed this. There seems to be cycles around the times and the dates and things like that because it's easier where it's like, what did Neville say? Like it's June or July and I want to feel like it's Christmas. There's a feeling. Well, then it's like, well, now because this is a like 2.5 year journey, I know around August, it's a feeling of confidence, self-love, and growth for me. And it just always happens to be around that way. And then boom, next thing you know, she's here in August. That's why I'm relaxed because it's like I already know she'll be back, but I've done it in other months too, where it's like those have been depressing months in the past, and now they're good, happy months. So I'm at the point now where it's like I don't need SP to come back. I'm happy with where I am. I see like last night I was just visualizing like where could this channel go? I started looking into someone to do an intro. I started thinking about like, one day like when I'm old and gone, people will be finding these like Neville and Reverend Ike, and they'll derive information off them. There will be people like just for me as a person, like there's other things I want to accomplish in life besides SP. SP is the complement to the life, not SP is a complement to my life, not the cherry on top. Or she's a cherry on top, not an asset to it. Whatever the saying is. I always fumble it. I stole that from Greg Plitt. But yeah, basically it was a very good time. And yeah, I started off the channel 1 year ago. She had just come back. And then through there, you saw the ups, downs, how to maintain it, Losing focus, putting pressure on a situation that doesn't need to be pressured leads to the thing falling apart in the worst way. Where now I'm back at square one, but do I really care if it ever goes back to the top? Not really. Enough because I feel like I want to prove it again. But at the same time, like I said, when I went out and met other people, I'm like, there's a lot more women with stuff in common than me. But at the same time, that's where I got the line, like, well, you don't own your heart, but also you gave it to someone else, but you can always take it back because that gives them control over your life. That's something I wanted to address too. Hey, Carrie, how you doing? Sir, I visualize I and my SP are happily married. Anniversary is the same. Oh, nice. So today's also you and your SP's anniversary or the day you started doing it? You're such a fast manifester. That was one of my beliefs too. See, it's funny now. Somebody else from the outside is giving me feedback on my manifestations or my affirmations. It's like I manifest quickly. I said it's going to happen within 2 weeks, which was funny because what we see it happened like a month ago, and you guys saw me go through the ups and downs. I took a step back from the channel, stopped taking clients. It's like I'm just going to focus on me for a bit. And in that time, it was like I broke every rule of manifesting. Broke every rule I teach, and it's like, okay, here's a month, and it's always what happens too. Whenever it's a longer period of time, it's because I'm breaking all the rules I talk about, because I feel like I need to rush it so that way I could come back to the channel, because I'm like, these people don't want to hear from me if I have fucked up or failed. But what do we say? Where's the phone at? You can't fuck this up. So I decided, I'm like, well, if I have SP, how do I live in the end? Well, I'm making content every day. Well, I'm working out every day. Well, I'm eating properly. And if she's with me or without me, I'm traveling. So I've been traveling the past 2 weekends, little short road trips. So I went to go live in the end that way. And then I started saying, I'm a quick fan. Everything manifests quickly. She's obsessed with me. I visualize her crying and thinking about me. I say on her weekends now without me, she has nothing to do. She just sits home alone. And then I've popped on social media real quick to see while I was out, like when I'm out and nothing's going on. The past 2 weekends, like we went out, we're having a good time partying and stuff. And I sat there. Randomly, I'd get like an urge to go check because, you don't want to check social media. It's a rule not to do. But I did pop on there and she's not on there. And then also, I guess, middle of last night too, didn't even see the message because I was having a good time. Or a couple nights ago, whatever it was, I was having such a good time. That's when Ink sent me the message like, hey, she's watching all my videos. And it's like, all right, so an SP knows. I think she knows Ink's real name. She knows about Inked because there was a point where, if you guys remember on the one live, I signed Inked's son's hat, that the extra hat I had. I signed it for him and mailed it to him. But there was a point where, since Inked has been such a big part of the channel, because when I first started last year around this time, by mid-September, SP's birthday's early September. I had SP back, and I'm like, I've released a lot of content. I'm just going to let it go, and I don't need to make any more videos. But she emailed me. A couple other people emailed me, but Ink was the one who, like, we wound up having a real deep conversation, and she was the one who convinced me to stay. So Ink's been a big part of the channel. And then Ink actually got the tattoo of the Mystic Wolf. I think it's on her forearm. I don't know if she's here today, but she does have a tattoo, which was all funny. And then she sent me a message. She's like, you motherfuckers are using me as a bridge. And I'm like, I guess so. But it was funny because that's within 1 week of buckling down and going balls to the wall. But balls to the wall doesn't mean SP, script. It means when I'm thinking about SP, I'm thinking positive. When I'm going to sleep, there's my visualization. The rest of the day, did I drink my gallon of water? Did I eat my healthy meals? Have I talked to everybody that I need to talk to get myself ahead? Do I need to, did I get what I need to get done? Okay, now whatever time I have left, all right, let me go deal with SP and do that. So yeah, fast manifester was one of my things. Does she know you do this channel? I brought it up a few times. I tried to explain manifesting to her because she had a couple situations in her life. I wound up visualizing. She goes, see, God works in mysterious ways. It worked itself out. But I was doing visualizing techniques for her. Like when she got her job promotion, I don't know if she had a couple people that were estranged in her life. I don't know if they came back, but I was visualizing for that because birds before land started showing up, contact from the people through other people, which is kind of like how it would work, kind of like what she did with Ink right there. But she does not know about the channel. She knows the name. I tried to show it to her once, but I was trying to hide it for a while. But then I said, you know what? I mean, she sees my phone case, like when I stayed over at her house, the charger's right by her bed. So I mean, it would be sitting up right there. And I told her that's my channel slogan. They said, "Oh, nice." Not very interested. So she does know about the channel. Then my other TikTok is called The Muscular Mystic, where I just recently started posting manifesting stuff, and I've told her in a couple of our final chats about manifesting. And we actually had a whole conversation where I told her about the letter to her ex and about how he wanted to put a younger, hotter girl and had a kid with her. So I mean, she does know somewhat about it, but she goes, at this point, nothing in the world surprises me. So that's when you made it, when you don't care either way. Exactly. Hey, Mitzi, how you doing? Currently in London? That's awesome. So you're traveling and you're spending time with the Mystic at the same time? Well, happy 1 year anniversary. I also named it the 1 year anniversary special with no reason why I named it that. I mean, I'm not doing anything special to regular life. But I'm feeling special, and we should all be feeling special. It's died already? That's because it's stale. It's like leaving black marks on my thumb, too. The feeling when you felt you couldn't accept it not happening to the feeling of being okay either way. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much when you've got it. I'm back in communication with SP. She messaged me on my birthday. I received reciprocated love this morning. While I love it, I'm also at a place where I don't feel like I need her. That's awesome, Rocky. See, that's the thing we're saying. Like, we can love these people, but we gotta love ourselves more. She's jealous of me. That's what we said. And she's like, well, maybe she's threatened. And then I was like, no, it's definitely what it is, because she had brought up by a couple women in my life that she should not have been threatened by. But because I was close to them, she brought it up. And then it wasn't me who someone had to be worried about. Put it that way. But it was a fear I held. I can feel that she's having a little tantrum right now, bro. Better believe it. That's what I was saying yesterday, too. And it's like, you know what? You do what you got to do. I'm going to go out and live my life. And it's like, okay, if you wind up here in the live and you watch any of my stuff, I mean, she doesn't really go on YouTube. She's more of a TikTok person. But yeah, maybe one day she'll find it. And if she does, whatever. I mean, it does not impact my manifestation. Hey, Nick, happy anniversary on the channel. Thank you, Dion. How you doing, brother? Hopefully everything's going good. Did you sort out your listing SP out of thin air? Because I was just mentioning earlier in the thing that I was going to do that because I've got the original manifesting book here. I've got this one. And then this was the one with the grid paper, which I like for certain things. But then also for journaling and scripting, I like this one. But I still kind of prefer the other one. But this is really nice. I just got this today. They just added it to the store. So I customized it the other day and put it up. So we'll do a video on manifesting SP out of thin air if you haven't gone through that yet. I see movement around 2 weeks. Sometimes I mess with 3D though. Okay, I'm going to start saying I'm a faster man. Yeah, it's always been about 2 weeks for me, maybe 3. And then I will sometimes fuck with the 3D, but I felt very compelled to send her a forgiveness message because I was doing it mentally. And it's like, you know what? I do forgive you. And I told her, I'm like, what I teach is the law of assumption. I assumed you were going to do something bad. You did it. That's my negative assumption of you when you gave me no feedback to believe that. And I did it. I said, so I forgive myself for doing that. I forgive this situation. I forgive you. I still love you. I wish you nothing but the best. If I never hear from you again, then, and it's like, I say that in also terms of knowing that I am going to, because we're goddamn mystics. But just got on. I had communication with your. Oh, you had communication with your SP? No, I haven't. I sent a message because I'm back at that point where it's like partially blocked and stuff. And it's funny when you get to the point of it, you've done it so many times and you know that, like, where did you fuck up this last time? What were your assumptions? Where were you thinking? What are your fears? How do you go about it? And the breakthrough I had, which is the same as every other time, was self-concept. And this is why moving forward with the channel, I'm pushing heavy self-concept. Because it's not just for me, it's for you guys too. You can get something, and me and the second man talked about this on the last podcast. People win the lottery, lose it. because they don't have a money mastery wealth mindset. People get their SP, they lose them because they still did all these techniques just to get the SP, not to be in a loving, committed relationship. They may have said it and affirmed it, got it, a little peek of it, and then it was taken away because you can't maintain it. So everything's going into heavy self-concept. I did send her a message though that she listened to, was looking through, and then through mutual parties, she started following people that I knew. But yeah, so and then she's been viewing all my stories and stuff. And then I don't view hers just because I realized, like, at first it was like, it was this little bit of a relationship game, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm out here posting stuff on my vacation with my friend. I'm not worried about checking your story. I'm not gonna check your story because it's like, and then she posts like a really sexy pic, and I was able to see it through the preview. But I'm like, I'm not gonna open it, like, because what do you want me to do? Like, oh, he's still chasing. I'm not chasing. The door's open. You come or you stay. That's it. And I went out and had a good time. So that's about what you've missed. Hey Nick, just dropping in to say hi. What's up, Hayden? How you doing, brother? Hopefully you're doing good today. My birthday wish for my SP is for my SP to tell me happy birthday, and he did, and I was so freaking happy. That's awesome, Mitzi. See, we're getting a whole bunch of success like this. I've had 2 people come in with they've got new SPs that they didn't expect to come out of nowhere, which usually does. That will pop up too. Not every time, but it has popped up in my life too. A new SP will pop up who's a little bit more compatible or better, but then you still choose the old one if you choose, which is what I did. And then we've had communication, like Rocky just said, communication. We had somebody that manifest their actual SP. I did a live on a Friday night or Sunday night, and then a live on a Monday morning. Sunday night, he was like, if King is here, he was in a very peak state. Monday morning, he had communication with his SP. And they were back. I think they were back together from what I understood. He also sent me an email too. Bro, you're like me. Your SP won't be able to get rid of later. Exactly. Hey, bud. A year now? Yes, sir. I did not expect it. I didn't know what to name the video, and it was like, what's today's topic? Oh, damn, it's been a year. I thought it was like in 2 or 3 weeks from now. And I said I was going to have 1,000 subscribers and be monetized. Well, we're 19 short, but like I said, sometimes it always like you want it, and then it's like happens a couple of days later. We didn't have 1,000, but we are monetized. Not through ads. You have to have 1,000 for the ads, but monetized as in I could have a membership, which I tried to set up the other day. I think they got to process that. You could get donations and super chats and stuff like that. So it is technically monetized, and they changed the rules like a month ago. So everything wound up working out in my favor. So let's see what else we got here. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you too, Erica. I'm glad that we've all grown so much. Like that's an exercise we should do. I'm gonna write that down for today's other video I want to do. Take a look back 1 year ago. Where were you? In relationships or with your SP or with what do you call it? Fitness or anything else. See where you were 1 year ago. 1 year analysis. Because you'll be surprised how far we've all come. I mean, you guys have seen me go from my little like mustache and little goatee thing 1 year ago, wearing the same shirt, but it was almost like, hey, here's all the synchronicities. It's a completely different version of me in better shape, all tanned up, well traveled, had a whole crazy year of SP experience, new job, happier, almost 1,000 followers on here. My other channel grew and blew up. I made about 2,000 people, but it's like I've completely transcended where I was a year ago, and also to the point now it's like I don't need SP for happiness. I'm here enjoying my own life, and it's like, oh, I've got my own place now too. I had just moved in here, I think, when I started the channel. No, I moved in here at the end of August. I didn't even have my own place when this channel started. So do a 1 year analysis. Crazy how far you've come. Because I've seen growth in so many of you guys just from the lives. This is also our 48th live too, and we will be doing for the 50th one. I think I should do something special, and then the next video I make should be a very special one because it's the 201st video. I have seen some movement, but I keep assuming how stubborn she is. Easier to preach than practice, but we all know that, and we're all in this together. Yes, sir. It is easier to tell a bunch of people what to do than actually do it yourself. But it's harder when you feel like the pressure of everybody watching. That's why I was forcing stuff, and there was no reason to. But everything is movement. Take a look at it. I mean, look, what she's viewing my story, and I talked to her best friend at one point, and I brought that up, and she's like, oh, viewing your story doesn't mean anything. Actions speak louder than words. But you know what? To me, I'm the goddamn mystic, and everything has a meaning. If angel numbers have a meaning, which I'm seeing those like crazy, that's usually something that pops up. I start thinking about them. And you know me, it was one of my first videos I ever made. Angel numbers don't mean anything until you assign them a meaning. I would take, I actually got one here. These things, they're called punches or knockouts or whatever, slugs. When you do electric work, you knock them out. And then you find them, like I would find them around the building. Every time I'd see one, I'd say, Lily loves me, because it sounds good. I like alliterations. I like writing. So alliteration's cool, LL. So I would do that. And it was like, what does this thing have to do with SP? Absolutely nothing, but it would put me in a state. What does the angel number do? It does nothing. It puts me in a state. I see it. I have to visualize. I would use affirmations with those, and then I would go right to her saying, I love you, coming in close and giving her a kiss. And I do that, and it puts me in a better state. I'm at a point where so much stuff is happening. Too much to affirm for everything. Well, then that's when you just start saying, my world takes care of me. I always know what to do, and just start hitting general affirmations. You could always say, everything is happening in the best case scenario for me. Yeah, that's perfect. Yes, another blanket statement. If you don't want to affirm each thing, it's overwhelming. Yeah, it could be. So you just say everything's working out in my favor. That's one of the things I do. And like the lesson of this video and the next, like the lesson of the live and the lesson in the next video I do, is going to be like, it's like a line from Game of Thrones that kept popping up in my head that you were exactly where you needed to be. Like I said, this trip was not supposed to be to Champaign. This trip was going to be to Nashville, but a tornado intercepted us, and for survival reasons, we went there because we didn't want to cancel our trip. And we had a great time there, probably better than we would have at Nashville. And it's like, and we could still get in the car and go there next week. But it took care of us, because at the end, I came out with the same thing I went there searching for. Me. I was searching for Nick, and I found Nick on this trip. It wasn't about Nashville. It was about, my friend kept saying, it's about the journey. And it is. And that's where it was the journey that helped me reveal what I was looking for myself. Okay, nice notebooks are going to manifest some new SP. I'm on Eastern Standard Time of day. Eastern Standard Time, what day and time you're going to do, because I want to catch that live while you do it on YouTube. Well, I could do it now in a little bit, but I was going to make an actual video so we don't have to do it through a live. And then we could do questions on the following live about it, and I'll keep the books here. Time doesn't exist yet. The more time passes, it becomes just another circumstance to overcome. Yeah, it feels like a circumstance, and it's like when you're feeling it now and everything is already done, it's like when I think it was Dion asked if I was in contact with SP, my first answer was going to be like, yes, because we talk in dreams every night. I have inner conversations all day, and I don't feel like I'm not in communication. I feel like she knows what I'm saying, which they hear what you're saying through telepathy. I always go too fast with that word and fuck it up. But they will feel and know your thoughts. They will start assuming and having the feelings of what you do. And I can't explain it. I just know when you believe it and you hold it in your heart, that's what happens. But you don't want to rush it, and like you let it naturally happen. Be like, well, I've been thinking this, so you'd believe it. I know you do. Like, don't do that. And it was like the dangers of like being delusional on the stuff too. Me and Tone talked about that too on the live. Oh God, I was not in charge. So I was so scared and had a needy feeling. Now it's totally flipped. And you seem the same. Exactly, yeah. Where now it's just like, well, what do I want to do? What do I want to do to treat myself? Well, I'm going to buy a nice TV. I don't even really watch TV anymore, but just to have it and a nice couch. So it's like if I have people over, it's like a nice place to hang out. Do a little work on the dining room. Get all the stuff from the person I'm buying the place out. They had stuff here stolen. Get that out of here. Set this room up better. Finish painting it finally. What else? I have to smoke the last of it because there's nothing left after this. So So I started doing stuff for me, elevating my life. I made a whole bunch of merch for here and then my fitness stuff. But I'm gonna just put the fitness stuff on the. I already have a Etsy page, so might as well just put the fitness stuff on there too, and call it the Mystic Manifesting Shop, because the fitness page is the Muscular Mystic, and it teaches manifesting and fitness stuff, and then Flex Entertainment kind of goes with all that. So it's like I'll just sell all the stuff at one, and I'm designing the shirts not to make sales because I like them the way they look. If other people want to do it, then it's cool that your brand is out there, kind of like the people I looked up to. So it's like that's a major goal for me now, is to be able to have the fitness merch and help people get in better shape and mentally and physically, and just start seeing like, man, 1 year ago I was there. 2.5 years ago when I met SP, I was at a point where I was ready to check the fuck out of life. I didn't know what to do anymore. I felt like there was no way I could turn this around. There's no way I could make my life good. I felt like a failure, and she came into my life, and that's where the loyalty comes in. No matter how much bad stuff she did, the loyalty comes in, because I probably would have checked out if I wasn't having so much fun and a lighthearted summer with her. And that's where I fell for her, because she wasn't trying to force a relationship like other women I knew. And she fell for me because I wasn't trying to force anything either. I was just having fun with her. So I will always hold that in my heart for her, whether she comes back or not. That is where that comes in. But then fast forward 2.5 years later, there's a lot of people who look to me for advice. There's a lot of people whose lives have been improved. People who gotten what they wanted in their lives. I've moved forward and bettered my life where I never would have thought I would have had my own place. I thought I'd still be living in my parents' basement at this point. And I've got a better job. And I've made money online, which was something that even my dad and other people in my life laughed at for saying. And then they're like, well, what are you doing coaching people? Don't worry about it. Like, their lives are improving. So it's crazy to see. Like, that is something where you really think about it. 48 is a magical number. I didn't know that. So that's crazy. If it is, well, I'm just going to choose to believe it because it's good. Whatever you hear, like, that's when you see those tarot card things. They don't mean anything unless you give them a meaning. Like the other day, I think Ink is probably busy at work right now. But she had a set of tarot cards I think she bought before the channel started or something like that. And she actually did a reading, and it was like, boom, spot on, because I believe that those just read your current energies and wherever you're going. Like, they're just picking up on the life track you're currently on. But they were positive, so I took them. If it was a negative thing, like Joseph Murphy's nephew or whatever that was, getting the reading that he'll die in 30 days, and he accepted it and gave away all his possessions and stuff, and he died perfectly healthy. I don't accept things like that. I accept I'm the creator of my universe, and whatever is good to it, then I accept. If it's bad, it could eat my ass. He's at my age. Well, you're in magical age. I've been seeing 111, 111, 444 a lot this past week. Yeah, I see the 1s, the 4s, the 5s, the 8s, the 9s. Take everyone's afraid of 666. I gave it a good meaning. 44 is my angel number. Nice. 1, 4, 4, 4, 3, 2, 12, and 21 are my lucky numbers. Nice. Thought transmission. There we go. Yeah, thank you, Mitzi. Thought transmission. I've seen that work too many times for it to not work. Exactly. My focus on you equals SP magnet. I can't go wrong with that way. Very true on tarot. Yes, exactly. So, try to get this thing lit up a little bit more and then drink my water. Because on today I do have to go by 3 o'clock. I have to go like 30, 40 minutes away to go pick up these meals. But I'm feeling very good today. And it's like, this is also a dangerous point too. There's a little bit of fear in me when I start reflecting on it, because sometimes when you're feeling this state, like I said, things have blown up completely in my face while in a perfect state. You cannot react to them. You cannot be shaken by what the 3D world is giving you. I'm not saying it's a test. I've never deciphered if it's a test or not. But I know when you hold firm in it, weather the storm, you come out winning. I'm transmitting nothing but positive messages to all of you. Thank you, Mark. I'm transmitting nothing but positive messages to all you guys too. I do. One of my first gratitude messages every morning is, like I say, obviously, even though I don't like my body where I want it, I'm thankful for my body. And looking the way it does. One of my first ones is always like, I'm grateful for my body and all my capabilities. I'm grateful for having a place to live. I'm grateful for my family and my friends. I'm grateful for the Mystic Manifesting community. And then I get up and I just start naming anything I see. I'm grateful I have a bed. I'm grateful that the sheets are semi-clean. I'm thankful that I'm thankful I've got all these clothes to wear, even though I have to do the laundry. I'm grateful I have clothes. And like you just start naming off every little thing. And that goes a long way. You're picking up meals. You cooking? What you eating? Picking up meals. I've got this horrible, nasty habit of going to the store to spend a lot of money on groceries, putting them in the freezer. When I bring the meat out to prep my food and meal prep, uh, something comes up or I get lazy, and then the food sits in the fridge and defrosts, and then it will be a day or two, and then it goes bad, and then I don't cook it, and then that's just a waste of money. So instead, I found that I always said, wouldn't it be wonderful if there was a company, and I've always thought this when I was younger, that cooks your meals for you and they are accustomed to your diet, and then you go pick them up, and the pricing comes out to about the same as groceries every month. And my friend's doing it, so I go. There's a guy who cooks it. This is my second week doing it, so he went last week, so I'll go pick up our meals today. A lot of times when you're in the perfect state before you make it totally on your manifesto, negative bridges will explode before you. Yeah, yep, I've seen that. And it's like I don't want to assume it or put it out there as true, but it's a warning that if it does, do not freak out, because that explosion is what leads you to where you need to be. Your channel started the same week me and my SP broke up, and I am grateful I found you and these messages. Well, I'm thankful that you found us too. And these, yeah, what do you call it? It's almost like, well, it was right where you needed to be, because maybe for your elevation and your growth and your growing as an animator and 3D animation guy, that that you needed to have that time away from her to build this. Same thing with me. It's like, okay, well, one of my things I was like struggling was like there was a fear too of her finding the channel. So I'm like, well, when and if we break up again, I'll be able to go more balls to the wall on the channel, help more people with what I've learned. It's like, well, it took me doing that and then winding up here. And then towards the end, I started getting nervous. I started telling her about the channel, and she had zero interest in it, which was another thing. I was like, she doesn't give a fuck about it. She did like the part though where I was able to afford more trips though from coaching, because it was more money I wouldn't have expected to have. But once you made, and then gambling too, like she was like always like, oh, well, I'm not a good gambler, and I don't like gambling because gambling can lose you money. And then she would see how much money I was pulling in off that too. But once you make it to where you're lightened up about SP as you are, none of it happened anymore. But the negative bridge explodes before that. That's how I've seen it. Yeah, that's how I've seen it too. But not every time. Say about half the times. I've done that too many times now to like each time's a little bit different, but I always work out in the best possible way. Yes, but the exploding bridges made made me place boundaries. Yep. Those negative things were the final acts before success. Key is not to freak out. Yes, ma'am. And you don't have to do it a million times, but what I've learned is it can be done a million times, or whatever this is, probably like 10 at this point. But you start thinking too, all the good things you've done for your SP, like me. Every woman on this channel almost has said, "Man, why can't I have a guy like you? Why don't my SP treat me like you?" There's a lot of, like I told her, I'm like, I've mentioned it about the channel too. I'm like, nobody. Oh, then go fuck them. We were in a fight. She's like, then go fuck all them then. Well, maybe I will. And like, but it's like you think back to all the good things you've done for your SP, and you were never a bad person. It was just your fears and circumstances and negativity that you held in yourself that would lead to the breakup. All that good stuff still happened. And especially when you don't give power to the negative things, our problem is we tend to dwell in the negative stuff from a breakup. And those thoughts are in our head and they are in their head too, because we're transmitting the thoughts. So when it's only loving thoughts going back and forth, that's like what I did last time. She was just focused on that. All the good loving things that I did. And she felt bad. Same as in Manifested Never Thought. So yeah, I just wanted to prove that it could be done multiple times. But now it's like, okay, if this is it, then this is it. That's it. No more coming back after this. Like the last time was supposed to be the last time, but it was because of all the stuff we went through and the channel and everything. I'm like, I'm not giving up. And that's kind of where I went to. But I did find a lot of better options out there. So that was my dilemma, is not knowing exactly what I want. But it's like, let me figure it out later. It's like after everything I've been put through the ringer, it's like there's no, like, we wind up back together. It's not a bad thing because people are like, don't manifest out of vain stuff, and it's irresponsible. It's like, if we get back together, it's not a bad deal for her. You got a guy who fixes shit at your house, a guy who takes care of you and your family, takes you on trips, does all this, and it's like, oh, how dare you take away her free will? And they go, when people shit on the people manifesting SPs, they're not manifesting them to be cocksuckers or assholes to them. They're manifesting them because they actually care about that person. And they're going to take care of that person when they wind up with them. You're still young, but you're so wise, bro. Thank you. Maybe there is a thing to reincarnation. Maybe I was someone before. But oh, the hat didn't come yet. I did. So I watched the movie Oppenheimer the other day. I want to talk about that. I might as well talk about it in a live because it's too extensive to talk about in a. I'm gonna try not to give spoilers, but it's an actual historic event, so you guys should know the history. But so I watched the movie, and they mentioned quantum physics and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, quantum physics? Well, that relates to manifesting, doesn't it? So I started doing some research on that, and there was regrets after the stuff in the movie, and and they got the meme of Cillian Murphy now. He's like trying to think about what happened and stuff. Part of it was like when my stuff fell apart and I let other people get to me, like they come from a good place. Like my parents are like, well, see, you should never we should never manifested someone back who hurt you. It's like, well, it was my own fears that brought it back. And then I thought about smoking the little cigars and stuff, just like Oppenheimer. But it's like where he's like, no, that's another thing I want to talk about. The line he uses from the Bhagavad Gita, I am now become death, destroyer of worlds. I always thought it was I have become. The line is I am become death. What fucking is that? That's manifesting. I am become death, destroyer of worlds. So I redid it, and it's a spoiler for anyone who's gonna watch it, because when the video comes out, I'm gonna do it. I bought that Oppenheimer hat. I was gonna wear a suit and do the video in black and white because I wanted to put little skits at the beginning that are funny and manifestation related, where it's like the caption, like when you finally get your SP back, and it'll be like, and I am become God, creator of worlds and relationships. That was a little skit I wanted to do, but it's like, man, science proves manifesting, religion proves manifesting, stoicism proves manifesting. The government studied manifesting and proved it. There's documents on it. Everybody has proved it. There's people like Erica or me or the girls that create your future or Tone or Second Man or anyone else or Bia. We are what the hell is that? Anyway, got me all distracted. But we've all proved it that it works. And part of proving it is that part of proving the stuff is that we went through the failures. It's like science or an experiment. We have failed. We've fucked up. We've made our own atomic our atomic relationship bomb, and it's like, well, of course, there's a chance that when we detonate the SP love bomb, that it sets off a chain reaction and everybody gets their SPs. But there's less than 1% chance of that. But I would prefer that everybody gets their SPs. But I was trying to think of skits to do when I was watching the movie, and there is a scene in the movie with this girl that he likes, and he always brings her flowers, like I always bring SP flowers, and she goes, again with the fucking flowers. And I watched the movie with my friend, and he goes, oh, it's you and Lily. Like, and she goes, again with the flowers, and he's like, but you called me. Like, how would you not? She goes, don't answer the phone sometimes. And he's like so confused, and he goes, oh, that's you and your SP. Oh, it's all good, Inked. I mentioned you. I did mention the story a little bit about how everything is connected and how everything is a sign, and about SP following you, being a sign, and watching my stories being a sign, even though people are like, oh, they're just watching your stories. It's like angel numbers. We talked about angel numbers too. It's like, okay, angel numbers mean something if you think they mean something. Her following you means something if I think it means something. And then you thought that too. And Erica also agreed on that. And it all means something because, like I said, SP knows about inks. Because I'm honorable. I tell about everything. But it's funny because all of this stuff. No, that's online stalking because she's freaking out about you. Exactly. That's what Erica said too. Nick becomes Cupid, and now I am become Cupid, creator of relationships. And this guy keeps smoking like little cigars and wear the Oppenheimer hat. She's blowing up your phone. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know who these people are though. I've been going over our list of hoping golf sponsors. I don't sponsor no golf. Please get your money over. Yeah, get this dick. You ain't getting none of my money. That's online. Now people don't watch other people online unless they gap. Especially on X. Yeah, exactly. So that's why that's where I'm at this point. So it's like I'm feeling very good, very confident. I posted some stuff today. If you guys follow me on Snapchat or Instagram, you see my selfies I posted. I was feeling good. I put on this shirt and it was inked. If you saw, it's the 1 year anniversary, which is crazy because about 5 weeks ago from now, last year is when you convinced me to stay here, and I would have thought a year later. And I was talking about doing a final year, like a year analysis, where you were last year, where you were a couple years ago, and seeing how far you've come now. I would have never thought this would be where it is, but it is. Well, thank you. Yeah, so it's crazy that it's been 1 year, and it's like we have 200 videos. This is the 48th live, I believe. And Mark said 48 is a magic number. I also see Mark posted something I didn't see. The Egg by Andy Weir, All You Need to Know About Reincarnation. I keep forgetting. I haven't watched it yet. But it's just crazy to see how far in 1 year, all the stuff that you can do in 1 year with or without SB. And it's crazy. So. Let me see what time it is. Make sure I still got time to get over there. He's like 40 minutes away. It's noon to 1 to 2. Oh, I got time. I told him I'll come at 3. Inked, yeah, I was saying a year ago, it's like I'm wearing the same shirt. I've got like 5 or 6 of these black shirts. And I'm like, man, I'm looking good in this because I was too lazy to go out to the car and get the Mystic shirt. And then I didn't feel like putting a suit on, so I threw this on. I'm like, I'm looking kind of good. And I posted up, and it's like, I haven't looked yet, but you probably viewed it already at this point. Everyone here should look up The Egg by Andy Weir. I swear it ties into the stuff. See, a lot of that stuff, too, if you guys look into Dolores Cannon, I was talking to Inked about this yesterday. Dolores Cannon talks about, she started out as like a hypnotherapist, then it got into reincarnation. She was like communicating with one of her clients that she would regress into a past life was Nostradamus' student, who he was relaying messages. It was a crazy fucked up thing. It shows time isn't real. Shows like, and then that's going back into Oppenheimer with Einstein, talking about the theory of relativity. I didn't know what that was, but my brother told me the theory of relativity. Correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe he's wrong. But supposedly that ties into time travel, and Neville claims that he figured out time travel with revision. Revision is going back and changing things in the past. We're going to the future and living what you want now. So we are only in the present moment is right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. Well, the present moment is just past right now. So we're just bringing stuff in and holding them in this moment as long as we can. And then we got to go do what we have to do. We'll go take care of that. So it's crazy how all this stuff ties together. 48 means unwavering prosperity in Chinese philosophy. Well, that's perfect because we are all unwavering. Yeah, now it's like I looked on Fiverr yesterday too because I want to start putting a lot. Like I said, one of my things was more effort into this channel. So what are we going to do? I'm going to get someone to do like a cinematic theme song customized for the channel. And it will be like an opening where we'll have me like going about stuff either with SP or with myself or just in the suits or doing the videos talking and make a little intro and have someone make an intro for the channel. And then I'm lazy, but I'll either get myself to do it or hire someone to do it. to make edits of like break it into little TikTok shorts or YouTube shorts of all the lessons I say that are important, but it had to be someone who understands manifesting too. And to do all these little shorts and add the music to them, and it's like put little skits at the beginning of it, because if everyone's going through a hard time, well, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna, oh yeah, that's just like it. Like Tone does that on his TikTok a lot. He's making little skits about manifesting. 4 means death. 8 means prosperity. So 48 is prosperity over death. Oh, I like that. That's awesome. I am become 48. Prosperity over death. Oh, I forgot. Aurora sent me. I don't know if she's here today, but Aurora sent me a screenshot of when I did the Shaq face. So we're gonna have to make a meme about that too for manifesting. Or throwing like, it's like when all you've been doing is self concept, and SP comes back. 8 is infinity. Also, 4 stands for stability and foundations, and negativity means stagnance. See, I never know all that, but see, you take meaning from whatever. If it resonates and it's something good, then you take meaning from that. But it's like right now, it's like for me, and I want it for a lot of you guys too. It's like be excited about. I get to go to the gym today. I get to go to work today. And like this was something I know a lot of people don't like him, but it was something I heard, and I mentioned it in another video before that I liked about what Andrew Tate said the one time. He goes, people complain about traffic, but it's like at least you have a car. Or it's like, oh, I have to go to work. No, you get to go to work because you have a job. Some people don't have a job, and it goes in. It's like a gratitude thing that he goes into. And I'm like, that's something that's hard for me because like at my last job, I hated it. But then I started visualizing what it would be like with a better job. And then boom, next thing you know, better job, better shift, everything. So it's easier for me to live my life, be with friends, be with family. I originally took it for SP to spend more time with her. And everything was like, it's just crazy how far, when you just really reflect on it 1 year, how far we've all come. And yes, whatever you believe is your reality. Exactly. So, it's crazy. I'm looking over here at my cameras too. It's like Nines will make some more cinematic things and get back into doing some comedy stuff. And then for my comedy channel, it's like, well, I know my friend this weekend, we started going back to our old high school humor and stuff like that. It's like, well, I mean, that's perfect for, I realize like my sense of humor resonates like across all aspects of things. And no one's gonna get offended when they know you're a good person. And it's like I was like, oh, what if I hurt someone's feelings? And then they're gonna come after me and cancel me. It's like, oh, you don't believe it because you're the mystic. You don't get canceled. I was like, well, what if we do like drinking games and other stuff where we're just here hanging out, drinking at the house, playing games or doing skits or whatever. And I get my brother, my friends, my family all involved in this. And then start traveling to go. Like I'm supposed to take a trip to Florida with someone so he can look at houses down there, and supposedly he's going to pay for it too. I got a money manifestation for you guys too, so I pay for that for me just to go with them and party with them while he looks for houses. Cool. You're going to pay for my trip. Now I get a trip covered for me. And I thought about it. I'm like, I paid for all SP trips. Wouldn't it be wonderful if I got one? Someone's offering to take me on a trip. And then in fall or something, I'm going to try and get to see how many days off I could get. If I could get in advance on my days off or something, take my mom and brother to Universal and Disney, and meet up with my friends in Florida, and then possibly go eat meat inked around that time. Somehow still get to Nashville before summer's over, and just and then the Renaissance Fair's here. It's like nerdy stuff, but it's like, you know what? If SP's not interested in that, cool. I'm going out. I'm living life. Like there is cool shit happening in my life where sometimes an SP can hold you back from it. And because you just want to make them happy, which is why you being happy first, where it's like, hey, SP, do you want to go to Renaissance Fair this weekend? No, I'm not really into that. But you go do it. You have fun. That would be one of her responses. Cool. Say it. And that kind of, oh, hold on, wait. She always prioritizes me. No, because the new Nick, self-concept enabled and held Nick, realizes he doesn't need you. He don't need to get laid on the weekend. He go do whatever he wants. And if you choose to leave or fuck him over, it's that simple. But we don't think about those options. And yes, whatever. What chaotic morning I'm watching and commenting here. My boy's first day of school, and I know late to work getting ready, but I couldn't. It couldn't be better listening to live. It couldn't be a better live to listen to. I'm not thinking about SP right now, even though I swear he's sitting outside his truck. outside in his truck. I'm trying to get my TikTok up to 1,000 followers and see me. That's funny. When I went on your page to see if she still followed you and stuff, I thought I saw your SP follow your thing, but maybe it's somebody else. It looked like him. Um, that's right. Mine is the same. So yeah, just focus on that. It's like, yeah, you've got a goal now. It's like build up that goal and you're having fun doing it. I want to go to the Renaissance Fair. You should, bro. It's well, I don't know if you got a passport or not, but if you do, either this weekend or next weekend, I think that only goes for a couple more weekends. Get up to Chicago. Well, it's like an hour north of Chicago. I don't know what airport's up there though. But if I end up keeping him, I'll manifest him not to be boring. That's what I'm doing, living my life. Went to Comic Con by myself. That's awesome, bro. That's another thing. Oh, there's a Comic Con coming up. Maybe that's this weekend too. Maybe I'll go to that. And just reconnect with my friends and family. It's like, and you know what? When you are authentically yourself, it's like um, people love that. Whether it's a nerdy thing or not, if you're passionate about something like that, people love passion, and that's not even like that's outside of like the manifesting realm a little bit. But it's like people because there's sense that you're enthusiastic about something. You have a passion, whether it's working out or Comic Con or the Renaissance Fair or traveling or whatever. It's like at the end of the day, this was something my friend brought up, and it was a way to knock SP off the pedestal. Because you know my SP's older than me. In 10 years, where's SP going to be? Even if she winds up with someone else, it'll probably an older person, or even if it's another young person, there's me accelerating, making the money I want to free my friends and family from the bondage of going to work, inspiring hundreds of thousands of people at that point, helping other people find love, having a bunch of great people come into my world, doing what I love first. You start looking at life that way versus I need this person to be happy. You're going to miss them. Yeah. You're going to wish that they were there. But in 10 years, I'll be 36. SP will be 50. SP will probably be, not to wish it on her, but if, like, chances are, I mean, she hasn't really changed anything in that many years. So she'll be where she is and just waiting to knock her off the pedestal. And I'll be way up here. And it's like, at that point, as people want to come back, but you should be so self-elevated you don't care if they come back or not want them. But we can be at that elevation now. Get to that state now. How would you feel if you were already that person? And that's how I feel. But if I end let's see. That's what I'm doing, living my life with oh yeah, I saw that one. Oh really, you'll have to show me which one after this. Which one of what inked? I forgot. Oh yeah, yeah, for his account. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to say the name on there, but it was like a goofy name with your SP's name in it. And it looked like an older fella. Let me see. It's tough when another girl slash girls come in your life and show you the value, but SP still has it. Very, very tough because that's what I experienced. And it's like, you know what? It's like, but that's a limiting belief because you already have that thing. So it's like, man, if they experience it, if I can experience it with them, SP's gonna feel 10 times more and become like that. Um, it's like now, it's like every time I hear it, I'm expecting it's like, oh, there's SP again. I got caught at 21 with weed, so not allowed to go to America, which is crazy because everybody here smokes. I'm manifesting for federal legislation. It's my lifelong dream to go back to the U.S. Well, yeah, that's like a good manifestation to have because when we look, Neville manifested the U.S. government letting them out of the military. So I mean, there are ways around it. Maybe it's like you put in your paperwork and visualize the approved thing, just like he did. I also have some old accounts following and adding social. So I mean, we're all becoming magnetic people and feeling great about ourselves, which is what I'm happy to see and hear. And then I want to get these videos ripped off too. Stop ripping on these videos. But I want to tell you guys what they're going to be. Pretty much the topic of this whole live, but it will be reiterated because you can never pound something in your head too many times, like affirmations or whatever. But you are right where you need to be right now because it's all leading to where you need to be. A video on scripting, scripting an SP out of thin air, manifesting money. Oh, that was the thing I talked about it here, but I'll do it in this video too. Manifesting money. So manifesting money doesn't always come from like just getting money. It could be saving money too in a big way. So basically, we go down to this town and we had no reservation for anything, and like we were hanging out with these girls, and it's like, well, we're gonna get a hotel room. Go to the hotel room. We're having a good time, talking and vibing with the guy who's doing the stuff, and I related with him about working at hotels and how much it sucks. Another lady standing there making her laugh. Her and her son are there making them laugh. So I'm feeling like a great comedian again. We've got these other girls laughing with us. And it's like, okay, cool. We got the hotel room, and I think it was like $250 or whatever. My buddy's like, I'll give you half. My course gives me whatever. We go upstairs and go to the hotel room. Next morning we leave, go to check out. I guess the guy fucked up the paperwork. He booked us, but he never made us or he never checked us in, which means it was like a no call, no show, and you don't get billed for it. And they even said we could stay another night for free, but we were heading out anyway. But it's like, boom, that was good. And it's like, can we still use the continental breakfast? Ooh, like Key and Peele. Ooh, continental breakfast, you say. So we go over to the continental breakfast. We finish up the last of it. Great food too. Filled us up for the trip. We go to the parking garage. Parked overnight. I'm like, it's gonna be expensive, definitely. But I'm like, you know what? Wouldn't it be crazy if it cost us nothing to leave this parking garage? I get the receipt. It says $0. I gave it to him. Like, bro, look at that. He goes, no fucking way. No fucking way. I'm like, the Mystic rides again. And then we whip out of the parking lot, go free parking, free lodging. The money we won on the slots covered our food and stuff like that. Then we took out some more money to gamble. Wound up losing there, but it's like for all the money that we saved, it was pretty much the only thing we really paid for is a couple meals and some gas and a little bit of gambling money that we lost. It was like, wow, boom, it was free. So we saved like probably like $300-400. Yes. Oh my God. Is your SP blowing up your phone or what? Actually, no, that's people from the Mystic stuff and some junk mail. Phone sounding like a smoke detector on low battery. Next time you see it, it will be SP doing it. I love this story. Give me into Disney for free, Mystic. Oh, there's your Disney for free. I just saw my friends from Florida sent the thing. Florida residents are getting either it's a free day or a free couple days or a free week at Disney. I have to get they sent me the notification for it. So they were planning to use it when we were going to go to Disney. How to not feel delusional when I am living my end, going out with other girls, but SP is my ultimate desire. Don't want to wait around for them and just enjoy my life. That's a hard part, but it's like basically what did I do this past weekend? I was hanging out with another girl. Me and my buddy were hanging out with these two girls, having a great time vibing with them. You know, and then nothing happened, which is crazy. Fumbled the bag at the at the hotel room, but it was like 5 a.m. by the time we were hanging out there. And then they're like, "Oh, we got to be up at 7 for work." I found out later on the one I was talking to was married, and I'm like, "Well, thank God, this is not would have been a horrible thing anyway to be that person who tore apart a marriage." But anyway, I go. It's like we had a great time, and it's like there's no regrets on it. And it's like you're not delusional because when you're in your imagination, you're living with SP. She's feeling it. You guys are having that. In the meantime, your life isn't getting wasted. That's when I started seeing that other girl, and I had that one hookup and stuff like that in January when me and SP split for a couple of weeks because like I'm not going to play your fucking game anymore and let you have control of my life. I'm going to go live my life. And then in my imagination, I was thinking about her. So when I was sleeping with the one girl, when we were done with our business and she's laying there cuddling me, I visualize it as Lily. So I'm like, wow, we're here. And then I open up my phone and here's where it blows up her face. She's out with one of her exes, which I found out later was an ex, not just a friend. Still to this day claimed that nothing happened, which I know very true could have. I mean, I had a girl all the way up in a hotel with me and nothing happened. So it could be. But could be true. I choose to believe it is. And we were sitting there, I was sitting there and I sent her a Snapchat, and next thing you know, we start talking again, and we rekindled, and then it led all the way up to this shit where I got to take her on her dream vacation. She got to come on my dream vacation to LA for my birthday. She bought me a bunch of nice birthday presents. We did Valentine's together. We went on a bunch of fancy dates. And it's like all that nice stuff happened because because I was focused on me, and I went out and still did other shit. We're not together right now. What am I doing? If we were together, would I stop being the mystic? No. So I have to be here making videos. If things don't feel too good at the moment, you force yourself to do something and go out and live your life. What? Yes. Yeah, look it up. I have to see it. Went to Disney as a child. I really miss Florida. Florida is probably one of the, from what I've seen, I mean, I like Chicago a lot, but I would love to have a place in Florida too, because Florida would be nice to go in the wintertime. But Florida's got Disney and Universal beaches and everything. Florida's a weird state though too. There's so much stuff happening there. Like you can't pin it down as any one state. Like it's a southern state. It's also a swamp state. It's a party state. It's like a beach town. It's a retirement community. It's like Florida's like a little bit of everything, but it's cool. But I would like to go there as well. Have property there to be able to go there in the winter, stay here in the summer, and then just travel the rest of the world, and then almost do like my boy Tom Kieran teaching. That's a collab I should try to set up, where it's like collabing with him, and that goes on my thing too about wanting to collab with more mystical manifesting people. Would be like in the movie Oppenheimer's The Manhattan Project. I thought we could call the meetup when we all do like this huge meetup, the Manifestation Project. Let's see. I think it means my self concept has improved a lot now that other girls are chasing me, but still not as peace. So I wonder if it's just a specific negative belief. It is a specific negative belief on that SP, and it's you're just holding it at bay. And the more you affirm or notice that situation, the more it will stay. Florida man always has the crazy headlines. Florida man is the best. Man, I lived here my whole life. It is what it is. I feel the same way about Chicago, but then as we're taking this road trip and like you realize like you drive through Illinois and Indiana, it's like, and I took the road trip out to New York with SP last year. Well, there's SP. No, it's my mom. You drive to SP or you drive to New York with SP. You go around and it's like you start realizing most of this country is farm in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, God damn, who would want to live out there? I couldn't do that. And you realize that Chicago's not that bad. Probably because a bunch of Scottish people populated the South. The Scotsmen. The day I meet Mark, I anticipate nothing but meeting the Scotsman. Like, hello, my friend. And then just starts insulting me. But yeah, I think that the Manifestation Project would be a really cool title to like the convention of all the manifesting coaches meeting up. And then I'll just dress as Oppenheimer for it. Well, we're going to need to get the people who focus on SPs over here. Anyone else who focuses on money, we'll put them on the left side. From there, we'll have the general manifesting people in the community, put them right down the center. Ben says hi, Nick. Tell Ben I said hi as well. Hopefully he's enjoying his hat. I was just looking, I'm like, what is this silver marker here for? Right at the beginning of the live, I forgot it's from the hat. I need to clean my desk. There's cigar wrappers and everything up here. Boy, what a crazy, yeah, it has been a crazy year. Wow, look at the cigar shop. Be kind. I don't even think that's the name of the place. More garbage to throw out. But I think with that, we'll go for about another 7 minutes. That brings us up to an hour and a half. It's not a long one, but I'll belt out these videos today. We'll get back into posting videos. I'm in the traditional black shirt of the Mystic, so we'll do that. I'll start getting the house in order. I'll go pick up these meals. I'll get a workout in, and just kind of give you guys a rundown of kind of like how I do my stuff. Then if you want, as usual, if you go to my link tree, you can follow the, I don't know if Muscular Mystic's on there, but Muscular Mystic or Mystic Manifesting on TikTok. And then my Instagram and Snapchat are on there too. So you could check that stuff out if you want, where I do try to post little updates throughout the day and everything. I want to get Cuban when I see you and know you struggle with them in America. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that says Cuban. I don't know if it's real or not, but we'll smoke the closest thing to a Cuban we could find. Well, that little heart is like glowing now. It's like more hearts are going up. Introducing new guide to fan funding. That's from YouTube. Access tips and success stories for your. Wait, what? Access tips and success stories for your channel membership. It's like, how do they know that? And supers, how do they know that we do success stories here? His dad made him get a haircut, and he's using it to hide it. Well, it's the best thing. Is thinking about your SB, still chasing them energetically, not if you're chasing them or not if you're visualizing having them, needing them or wishing they were here or something like that. That is more not like, I mean, you say, wouldn't it be wonderful if I had SP right now? And then say it in like a neutral way, like feel it in like a neutral way, or just feel like how it is to have them with you. That would be, um, what do you call it? That's more energetically having, not chasing. That's kind of what I do. I guess that could be a good topic too. Yeah, trying to think of. I mean, I have like two other pages too, full of other things. Have you done remote seduction before on SP? Yes, I have. It works. I've done that a couple times. I haven't done it this time around. I probably should, but yeah, she'll be more horny when we do that. And then the certain scenes or things that we usually don't do will play out in that time. The only time I haven't seen it work was like there were like certain moves I wanted to do, and SP being older and not as flexible, I guess, was a little bit more difficult and awkward when you actually get there. But in the vision, it made sense. But the end result was busting a nut, so it did happen. So, but yeah, I do have a video on remote seduction too. Maybe I can make another one. I still keep this here too. There's another thing for the year. Is I just thought about this too, Inked. I keep this on my desk, and I've showed SP this before too. I keep this on my desk that you got me for my birthday. The wolf is like a good luck when I do these, and I remember her asking, "So what did the guy get you from your channel, your fan?" I'm like, "Oh, well, she got me a wolf necklace, and then the one SP gave me, I wear with me, um, and I keep this one here when I do my lives, and then my gold one that I used to always wear. I think I left that at my parents' house, but it's funny because she was really concerned when like she saw that, and it's like, tell me that there's not a chance of losing." Before I met SP, I used to use a lot of sexual mental transmission, and she went crazy over me. She used to have dreams about me. That's awesome. Yeah, see, I mean, I do it right before bed, and it's like, and I pretend like we just had sex, and it's like, I already know, like, that's what it is. If you deliberately do the technique and then move on with your life as if it's not important, it happens. It seems like less time because you're not thinking about it. Yes, she treats Nick good. Yeah. But now I have no contact and affirmations, and she receives those messages. Yeah, exactly. See, and it was like SP knew I was elevating when I was blocked everywhere too. Like she must have felt it. She goes, "Well, I was praying that you were doing good," which I was saying a lot of what I desire desires me. What I desire desires me. I desire SP, so she desires me. Back and forth on that. And she goes, "Well, I was praying for you every night." Well, praying is manifesting. So you were manifesting me when I was manifesting you. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Oh, didn't know you had a birthday. When was your birthday? How young are you now? My birthday was March 26th, so that was a while back. But I am 26 now, getting old. Back half of 20 at this point. And I'm thinking too, it's like I saw this thing for setting up a channel membership, and I was like, well, let me do that. And I thought maybe then I'll do 2 lives a week, but we just have to pick the most popular time for the people who become members, so everyone could watch it live, and then you get extra videos. I saw some of the other channels doing that, but it would require me busting my ass a lot more to make more videos. But going full time into this, you've got to bust your ass a little more. Oh God, talk to me when you're 46. I thought you were 42. All right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up there. We did about an hour and a half. I'm gonna get these videos, get all my stuff done I need to do. If you comment on the video after, I'll still see it. Pretty sure some of the comments do come through after you comment on it, because I don't know if it keeps running for a while or not. I don't know. Like the comment section might stay available for a while it's playing delayed clips, or comments on some other videos or whatever else it is, and we'll get back to I'll answer those questions or comment on the videos I'm gonna drop. Let's see. Sometimes I just pray that SP is happy, healthy, and safe, even when we're not talking right now. I do the same thing too. That's good. It's, you just feel like you're with them, and you just feel that they're doing well, and hope that they're doing well. And you feel we all know this is the best channel. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're 26. So, what age did you get into manifesting? I learned about manifesting when I was 16 through The Secret. And I was just trying to stay on vibrations and positivity. And I would just go through a lot of depressions and stuff because it wasn't like nothing was really hitting. It's just kind of a nice thought to have. Then I was about 21, 22. I think 22 when I was bored and I was being punished at work because in the trade you kind of get punished sometimes if they don't like you. So I was getting punished on being made to sweep a garage, even though there's janitors in the building, but it was like my punishment for no reason. And I was like, well, sweeping up this garage, and I was looking for like, well, maybe I can manifest out of this. I knew about manifesting. Somehow I run across Neville's audiobooks on iTunes, and I start listening. I'm like, oh shit. He's saying, I'm God. Oh, I'm going to go to fucking hell, but I can't stop listening. So I listen to Neville's stuff, and then I start visualizing. And then the first SP to change was that shitty boss I had. Then he became like one of my best friends over there. I still, personally, I don't like him, but but I visualized him treating me better than everyone else. And then boom, like, wow, that's kind of strange. Then I said within 2 years he's going to leave this place and I'm going to get promoted. When he did that, it happened. Then I started finding all the YouTubers are teaching. I'm like, man, and I've tried out little things. I need some money here. I want this. And then other little things that were like insignificant. All right, they're like mini manifestations where they didn't seem that big. Then I had an SP issue. And that was about maybe 2.5 years, more than 2.5 years ago, because 2 or 3 months later, I met the SP who I learned it over. I was desperately chasing mentally, physically, every way I can to get this one girl. I'm like, well, maybe just don't manifest SPs. That's bullshit. But it worked on that boss. So I didn't understand it. Then I saw, like, I think I've mentioned the story, a bunch of other shit collapsed in my life. Then led me to SP. And then I learned about manifesting SP. And then it's like SP. Promotions at work, like 2 or 3 in 1 year, and then new job that's even better, and then this channel and a whole bunch of other stuff came in. So since law of assumption, I'd say 4 years strong, and then in the past year or two, like really taking off with it. There's frequencies and vibrations. A year of trying to learn all that confused me and agitated me. It was the same thing with me. It kind of turned me off to manifesting for a long time. I didn't like it, and it's not necessary. States are necessary. Feeling the state of love, feeling the state of fulfillment, feeling your desire is done, now living in the end, that is manifesting. That is feeling it's done. Because when you're in it and you come out of what do you call it? I think they call them affirmation rampage or a visualization or a sleep technique or a technique, you are shocked when you come into a reality where it's not there yet. But then when you keep doing it and persisting, and then you kind of forget about it and you kind of let it go because it feels so natural. You've experienced it so many times mentally and felt it. You take a step away, but you're still carrying that positivity state with you, and that loving state with you. Then boom, next thing you know, you have your desire, and it's crazy when it unfolds. So yeah, that's what turned me off to the regular stuff. But for 10 years, I've known about manifesting, and I've studied it, and I'd say the last 4 years has been really putting it to the test. 4 or 5 years was putting it to the test and learning it and experimenting and failing and trying again and picking it up again. And there's like, even now you see Okay, well, we learned, okay, what is the most important thing is self-concept. Then I don't back down from that part. That is the best thing. Self-concept. Thinking to get, I think they have shirts like this. And I'm thinking on the website I used to make the merch, I'm gonna have to make one of these with a Mystic logo. Maybe just over here. I put a polo on there too. So I could be like a real coach. It was your golden year? Yeah. Yeah, I guess it was. So we're gonna keep elevating. Every year is a golden year. We're golden. I'm thinking maybe tonight if I got some time, maybe come back on live tonight. And then maybe later on this week do another one. But trying to go more balls to the wall with this channel. I guess I can't cuss in the chat. Why did you say something and it got taken down? There's little dots up here. Maybe that's like a setting. Community moderation, participants, toggle moderation. What's community moderation? Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. It takes you off the page. I said, I don't know. I said, I'm an angry bee and it still manifest. There must be some kind of automatic built in. Let me test. Watch it end my live. Maybe I could say whatever I want, but nobody else can. I have to look into it. My mistake was looking at all the videos from different channels to get more info, thinking they will teach me the same thing. Bad mistake, wasted time. Well, if they're putting you in a good state, it's not a waste of time. But at the same time, watching videos, why are you watching the video? Because you need something. You're watching the video to get your manifestation. You're watching it to do that action to get something because obviously you don't have it yet. So that would be a mistake on that part. But if you're watching them because you enjoy them, like I still watch people like I like Tom Karen, I like Tone, I like Second Man. I still watch Ani every Friday. I watch them because I like to hear, like especially Ani's stories about slots. I like to hear. I like Tone's personality on there because it's like someone who I'd hang out with. It's just like I watch them because I like their content and their style and their messages, but internally I already know the message. I know what I need to do. This birds are going crazy. But anyway. Yeah, Ani's content is very female oriented, 100%. Yeah. I was watching her the other day and I thought, I'm like, you know what? Like, if there's someone like that out there, I would never manifest someone who already has somebody who I admire like that because I know people have joked about before. Why don't you manifest Ani? She already got somebody. I wouldn't do that to no one else. But somebody like that, I'm like, hot, hot, manifesting, and with that type of personality, that's like a perfect match. Where it's like, unfortunately, SP, you can't fill that role. And they can't. She can't fill it at the moment. Eventually, it's crazy because they'll conform almost to another person. I was new into because I didn't know they had frequencies, vibrations, and all. That's 2020. Yeah. A lot of them are like that. Especially that's more law of attraction community versus law of assumption. I just feel assumption is. I mean, that's why it's the law of assumption. But they also say law of attraction too. But I feel it works better with assumption. But anyway, we're gonna end it there. I might, no promises, I might come back later tonight, but I'm gonna go get all these errands done. So as always, I love you guys very much. We'll be in touch. You can comment after this, or you can follow me on Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or any of those things. I'll be trying to post some cut up clips. Trying to make these videos today, and then go get this meal prep, get a workout in, and get life going. So love you too, brother. Love you guys. And we will see you next Monday for sure. If not, maybe tonight.